Hi, it's Leanne, and today we are making small batch bakery style blueberry muffins. They are tall, tender, full of blueberries, and topped with a sweet, delicious streusel topping. They are perfect for when you just need a couple of muffins and not a whole dozen. I've got 3 tips to share with you today. They're going to help you get that bakery style muffin, so make sure you watch all the way to the end. Join me in the kitchen as we make small batch recipes with big taste. We are going to start by mixing together our dry ingredients. We are going to take a cup, and I always like to use a knife just to level off the top, 1 cup of all-purpose flour, and then 2 tablespoons of flour. We're going to use a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of baking powder. There, I'm going to use my finger to level off. And a 1/2 cup of sugar. Now, if you like your muffins a little less sweet, go ahead and just use 1/3 cup of sugar. And we're just gonna toss this together a bit. Try to keep it all in the bowl. Next, we're gonna add in our wet ingredients. And I just kind of like to make just a little kind of hole in the middle of my flour to add them into. And I have got 4 tablespoons of melted butter, a 1/4 cup of milk. I'm just using 2%. You can use whatever you've got in your refrigerator. We're going to add in 2 tablespoons of either sour cream or plain Greek yogurt. And today I am using Greek yogurt. And 1 egg. And a 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla, which I never measure. I just add it in. All right, we're going to mix that together just until our dry ingredients are all incorporated. You don't want to overmix your muffins. Overmixing muffins gives you a tough muffin, and we don't want a tough muffin. Now, here's one of those tips for getting a nice tall bakery style muffin. You want to make sure you have a nice thick batter, okay? Because what this does is this thick, thick batter causes the muffin to go up instead of out. So, nice thick muffin batter. All right, we've got that just mixed together. And then I'm going to grab my blueberries. I'm using 3/4 cup of blueberries. I'm going to add those in. Now I know some people will kind of dust their blueberries first to prevent them from sinking, but because this batter is so thick, those blueberries are not going to sink in the muffin. Then just stir it until the blueberries are incorporated. You don't want to break down those blueberries at all. All right, we're ready to fill our muffin tin, and I have sprayed mine with nonstick spraying. You can use a cupcake liner if you prefer. Now here is tip number 2 for a nice tall bakery style muffin is you want to fill your muffin tin to the top, okay, all the way to the top, because that is going to give you, rather than like 2/3 full, a lot of muffin recipes will say 2/3, but I like to fill them all the way to the top, and actually a little bit over. So we're just going to take this batter and divide it between 4 muffin tins. Now, a lot of people will recommend that if you're not filling your whole muffin tin, that you fill the empty remaining spots with a little bit of water. I do that when I remember. Sometimes I forget, and I haven't really found that it makes that much of a difference. But we've got those, and now we are ready. I'm going to scrape out a little bit more here to make our streusel topping. If you don't want streusel topping on your muffins, say you don't want them quite as sweet, you can go ahead and just pop them in the oven now. Or you can even, sometimes I'll just sprinkle them with a little coarse raw sugar on top, just to give it a touch of sweet, but I love a streusel topping on my muffin, so today we are going to do that. So we are going to take 2 tablespoons of brown sugar and 1 tablespoon of flour. And then I have just 1 tablespoon of butter here that I've just kind of cut up into little pieces to make it a little easier to incorporate. And then I'm just going to take my fingers and just smoosh that butter, flour, and sugar together till it kind of resembles wet sand. So now if you find that your streusel topping is not getting crumbly, it's probably because your butter was too warm. So just go ahead, stick it in the freezer for a couple minutes, and then that butter will set up a bit and you should be able to crumble the topping so that it's easier to put on top of the muffin. So we're just going to take that streusel topping, like just divide it up into little clumps on top. And then I'm going to share with you secret number 3. And this is really the most important one to get that nice, tall, bakery style muffin. And that secret is you are going to preheat your oven to 425 degrees. You're going to bake the muffin for 5 minutes at 425 degrees. Then you're going to turn it down to 350 degrees. Leave the muffins in there the whole time and then bake them for another 20 to 25 minutes or until a toothpick comes out clean. And that is your third secret. Right, our muffins are done. I let them cool in the pan for a few minutes and then took them out. Look at them. Look how beautiful they are and look how tall they are. Just like a bakery style muffin. Now, these are perfect for breakfast, for a cup of tea, an after school or work snack. And the best part is they only make 4 muffins. Just the perfect amount. All right, just yummy and delicious. Now, you can substitute in any other kind of berry you like, such as raspberries or blackberries. Now, if you're going to use strawberries, go ahead and only use about 1/2 cup of strawberries because the strawberries have a lot more liquid in them and it can make your muffin soggy if there's too many strawberries in it. But thank you for joining me in the kitchen today. Make sure you check out my other small batch muffin recipes. I have small batch pumpkin muffins and cinnamon roll muffins. Subscribe to my channel, please, and I'll see you in the next video.